SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Did you know Toyota of Brookhaven has sold more new vehicles the last 2 years than any other dealership in Southwest Mississippi? Come see why. Exit 40 Brookhaven or online at ToyotaBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
If you're feeling anxious about your investments with all the economic volatility and chaos in Washington, tune in to SuperTalk Jackson on Wednesdays from 9 to 10 a.m. and Sundays from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. for Element Wealth Radio with Jeremy Nelson. Learn more at myelementwealth.com.
And now, Sports.
Get ready, sports fans. It's time for Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5 and streaming worldwide on the SuperTalk Mississippi app and on your Amazon Alexa devices. Chasing Foul Balls, your weekly source for all the sports news and interviews important to Southwest Mississippi. Chasing Foul Balls is presented by Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Macomb and by First Bank. And now, here's your host, Robbie Hamilton.
Glad to have you on back with us. The whole Chasing Foul Balls crew here this morning. TP back with us. The professor, on loan from the coast, is with us this morning. And Big Daddy, he'll join us in overtime with Big Daddy coming up here in just a few minutes. Our guest this morning, hey guys, it's hard to believe, but it's time to talk high school football. July 4th over, high school football here. We'll have the head coach of the North Pike Jaguars, the new head coach of the North Pike Jaguars, Coach Paul Anderson. And coming up, the head coach of the Parklane Pioneers, Coach Ron Rutchin, will join us. Well, guys, let's go to work. First thing first, you missed it last week, Richard, so I'm going to start with where we started last week. The AD of Oklahoma resigning. What's your feelings and what are you hearing from the Mississippi State faithful about Zach Selman? Will Zach Selman stay at Mississippi State or will he be the next AD at Oklahoma?
Robbie, if I was a betting man, I would probably say he probably will be. When he was hired, you know, if you know anything about, as old as we are, you know about the past history. The Selmans from Oklahoma, that's a big name, and he's come in, and a lot of people criticize the job he's done. But I think overall, especially with the last baseball hire, he's done a good job. Our money raising is up, but he's an Oklahoma guy, and he worked under. The athletic director that I can't say his last name, but he gave him like a year advance notice that he's going to go. So I don't think anything's going to happen, but I would have to think if whoever has the list together that we all know they keep in the drawer, that Selman's on that list. And if he's the top guy, I don't know, but I would say you would start there and then move on from there. So if it does, then we'll get us another one.
All right, 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Where is he? You feel like it will be at Mississippi State, or will he be at Oklahoma?
I'm gonna say it's a little above staying at State. I'd probably put him somewhere about a 6 or so staying at State, because you never know what they'll offer, the package and all that stuff. But boy, you know, somebody told me a long time ago in recruiting that home was undefeated.
Probably so. What about you, Neil? You still on the take that Mr. Selman is gone?
I hate to contradict Richard, but I think about Lucius, Leroy, and Dewey, and all of that crew at Oklahoma, and Zach being the offspring. I'd say he's gone.
Big news out of the SEC Media Days came from Greg McElroy when he broke the story that Nick Saban supposedly wants to get back into coaching. Neil, is that a Nick Saban story or is that an agent story being put out there?
I don't know why he would want to get back in. I mean, he's probably making more money doing TV ads than he ever made, and he made a lot. I'd be shocked and surprised if Nick Saban got back into the coaching game.
If he does, is it college coaching, Richard, or NFL coaching?
Well, that's a good question, Robbie. I'm like Neil. I know his first go in the NFL wasn't good. We all remember the years at Alabama, but with the way college football is right now, college sports in general, I'm like Neil. Why would you want to get back into that mess? We know what the NFL is. You're structured, salary cap, this, that, and the other. I just don't see it being a college. It would be a pro game if I had to say it.
But you got to feel like if Nick Saban gets back in the college game, you got this. We talked about the GMs now in colleges, and they don't do all that work. They don't do all the money work and all the roster lining up. All Saban's going to do is be the closer.
The only thing I would challenge that with is the fact that Nick Saban loved to build and build it. Nowadays, your roster's completely new every year.
Where'd you going, Neil? If he comes back into college, what's the top 2 or top 3 that Nick Saban would go to?
Well, a lot of folks would think that he might go back to Baton Rouge. I don't think he would come back to the SEC, but I'm just dumbfounded by the whole idea, and I have no clue, Robbie.
What about you, Richard? Is it colleges? And if it is, what are the top 2 situations that would take Nick Saban or could pay Nick Saban?
I think the folks at LSU would love to have him back. I'm like Neil. Other than maybe there and maybe a few other big schools, but he's not. I just don't think he would go anywhere just to get back into coaching. It's going to go to a school where he knows he has the resources to put a team on the field every year that can contend for the national championship, because that's where he lives. And he built it at Alabama, and I know it's a completely different scenario nowadays, but there's no thinking that he couldn't do it again. But I would still lean towards the NFL.
Nick Saban's going wherever Miss Terry wants him to go.
Miss Terry might not want to leave Tuscaloosa.
that's where Nick Saban's going. MLB draft was this last week. Once again, Mississippi has a top 10 draft pick that's a high school player. Last year was Connor Griffin, taken 2nd overall. This year it's JoJo Parker from Purvis, taken number 8 overall. Not bad, Neil, when you have 2 high school kids taking 2 and 8 in consecutive years in the NFL and MLB draft.
Well, high school baseball in Mississippi obviously has improved across the board in the last several years. But Parker, I forget who he was drafted by. But
Toronto Blue Jays.
Toronto. He'll be signed up pretty quickly, I would think. And his twin brother, was drafted in the later rounds.
He says he's going to Mississippi State, though.
Yeah.
He was taken lower.
I think he had a price, and when he got dropped down low, he said, "You know what? I can probably go to Mississippi State and get that
and make that much money."
That's right.
Well, the draft had 30 players connected to Mississippi drafted, and Mississippi State and LSU have had 14 pitchers drafted in the last 2 years. Now, that's a bunch of arms to come out of that's between 28 pitchers drafted between 2 schools in the SEC. That's a lot of arms drafted to the MLB.
Well, there are some great arms out there, and I watched a lot of the college playoffs this year, and everybody that comes on the mound's throwing 95 to 102. It's just unbelievable to me, but a lot of talent out there.
All-Star game this week. RoboCop used. They call it RoboUmp, but he is a RoboCop being used now.
Basically the same thing.
Same thing. What do you think?
Well, I think I mentioned this to you the other day. Back when you and I were out at Rotary Field about 40-something years ago.
Too long.
Well, no, don't say that. But anyway, some comments were made. You know, umpires always criticized, but comments were made, and I said, at some point, this thing is going to be computerized, and it's going to either be a strike or a ball, and it's immediately going to go up on the scoreboard, and guess what? It's here.
They had the swing off, Richard, for the winner of the All-Star game. What did you think about the swing off?
I thought that was probably the most exciting part of the All-Star game.
Let me ask you, did you know it was going to happen before it happened?
No, I did not. But I knew there was some form when the game was getting close to the tie. I knew they had put something in place that said, we're not going to play 12 or 13 innings. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was in place. But the swing off was a surprise. But after watching the home run derby where they're on a clock, I love the fact that he could sit there and time it, and I thought it was the most exciting part of the All-Star game.
Except for the name Big Dumper. Now, that's one of the best nicknames.
It's either one of the best or one of the worst. I'm not sure.
But when you had the home run derby, you have Daddy Dumper, you had the Big Dumper, and you had a Little Dumper catcher. Now, that's a whole Dumper family, isn't it?
Here again, I rest my case.
We got to get out of here. Got a lot of high school football we want to talk about coming up. Coach Anderson from North Pike. First up, we'll go with him right after we take this time out. It's Chasing Foul Balls Friday morning edition. It's right here on SuperTalk Pike County, 93.5. Friday morning edition here on Super Talk Pike County, brought to you by First Bank and Rainbow Dodge Jeep. On the phone, join us. We on Get It Started. Guys, hard to believe. I said let's start this thing. High school football is on the way. Coach Paul Anderson, the new head coach out at North Pike, joined us. Coach, how are you?
Doing good, man. Thank you guys for having me. It is right around the corner, isn't it?
It's hard to believe. It's this close. Well, how are you doing? I understand you had a few health problems.
Yeah, I'm on the backside of it.
That's good.
Had some blood clots in my leg, and I'm on the backside of it, feeling a whole lot better.
That's good. First question, what's the hardest thing about starting at a new school, being the head coach of a football program at a different school?
Well, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't real hard being at North Pike. I knew a lot of the coaches. I knew Coach Jason Cooksey, Coach Wes McCullough. By the way, the coaching staff has been great. Coach, those two guys, A.J. Freeman, Bryson Times, and Joseph Puckett, those guys are the backbone of everything. And just me being here representing those guys is an honor. But, I knew about the school. We had played them when I was at Parklane. I knew about the history of everything and how hard the kids played. We were always very, very impressed with how hard they played when I was at Parklane. And every game was very tight. Every game was always came down to about 3 or 4 plays. And I knew that there was great leadership in the school with Dr. Jay Smith and the high school principal, Mr. Cedric Collins, and the AD Kevin Martin. So I knew a lot of the guys that were there. So it's been an easy adjustment, to be honest with you. It's kind of unique, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people know a lot of people. Parklane people know a lot of North Pike people. So it was an easy adjustment. And but I will say this: the staff there that had steadied the ship and the coaching change really made it probably the best transition in any job I've ever been.
Coach Anderson, this is Neil Randall. You're at the new school, North Pike. Tell us a little bit about your team, what they'll look like offensively, defensively, special teams. What can the fans expect to see when they come out to see the Jags play this year?
Well, I can tell you, they're going to see a team that's determined. From day one when I got there, they were determined there was not going to be another 2-8 season. They sat down amongst themselves in a team meeting, and from the seniors down, they have been great at this. One of the best summer lifting programs I've ever been a part of. We've averaged 65 to 70 kids every day lifting, and they work extremely hard in the weight room. And so we kind of took that during the spring and worked hard, worked on fundamentals. We still got a lot we got to work on, of course, but it was a good start. Defense is definitely is a strong point for us. We've got some really, really great returning defensive players. And credit to these guys that are seniors. Most of them were thrown into the fire a couple of years ago. So, it's been they're determined. That's one word I'm going to use. They're determined to make those plays that maybe they didn't get to make last year. And, of course, every year is different. And so we're banking that they, get after it on that end. But defensively, it's the same defense. We're just more experienced, I'll be honest with you. Same guys coming back. Yet, a couple guys, our linebacking core is some of the best I've ever seen. Jacoby Barnes, Tayshawn Ross, and Tyler Morgan lead the team. They're basically the backbone of our team. And we're aggressive in the spring game. I don't believe Vidalia had positive yards in anything they did. If that tells you anything. We had like 4 picks, 4 or 5 sacks. So the defense gets after it. Offensively, I've been pleased with how we ran the ball. We're going to be multiple in what we do. It's obviously a work in progress. We're going to take the kids that we have and kind of mold it around what we can do. I would love to get the ball to more kids. We're working on depth, especially on offense. So, special teams wise, I know we lost Ty Jones, so we're working on that and trying to find that replacement. But we want to definitely not lose ball games because of special teams, and we hope we can flip the field like in the past. Okay. So, as the overall microcosm of the whole deal, we just want to make those plays. It always comes down to 4 or 5 plays. We want to be in this position to make those plays to give ourselves a chance to be successful in every game.
Okay. Well, Coach, this is Richard Hay. It seems like every other year we have reclassification, and then I thought, we do have reclassification every other year. You can't keep up with who's in what district and where they're at as they move up and down. Talk about where North Pike is, district, who some of the new teams in, which ones are familiar faces, and I guess you can use that in kind of a segue as to your schedule somewhat. But the district reclassification is what I wanted to know about.
Yeah, obviously Brookhaven's going to be right up there. They've always had a great program. Coach Tucker left it in great hands with Coach Dorsey, and they're very talented. It's like going across the belt of the whole state. You got Natchez, who's always very competitive, always athletic. And then Summerall's a new team. You never know about them, but they have a new coach. He's done a great job of building a great culture. Laurel is in it. So you're going from Natchez all the way to Laurel. And when you look at reclassification and districting, you go, wow, that's a ways of travel. And then we got South Jones, of course, and in the past couple of years, North Pike's had some battles, very close battles with South Jones. So it's going to be a very competitive district. Non-district is definitely one of the tougher ones I've ever seen. West Jones is playing them. They won the state championship 2 years ago. Anytime you go to So-So, Mississippi, it's always a tough gig. Of course, Columbia is sitting there. Coach Bilderback's back, so he's got that going again. So they're a favorite to win, the state championship. Terry's always 7A school. And it's always playing tough 7A schools because of the simple fact of they're going to have a great number of kids to choose from. And we got Wesson, and we all know about Wesson. West Coast always done a great job with those guys, and they're always competitive. So that's going to be a battle. I believe that's our first home game. And then Franklin County is going to be much better. So when you look at the schedule, it's not easy, but nothing is. And and coach speak. I know you guys love to hear coach speak. you better take them one game at a time and better not overlook anybody.
Well, you get 3 of the first 5 at Hope, though, Coach, with Weston, Terry, and Columbia coming to North Pike, so that helps a little bit there. What about the fact that when you were hired gave you both spring and summer to get your system put in? How important was that?
Oh, I think it was very important. From day one, the administration at Parklane and Coach Russian did a great job of letting me leave whenever I was done with classes to get over there for weight workouts. Pretty much to watch these kids, get to know these kids, and we've had more kids come out. Right now, we got about 81 kids out, 9 through 12. So the numbers are up. And that was a big advantage, to be honest with you. Just going out doing 7-on-7, things like that, being able to talk about terminology. When we got to the summer, we did 7-on-7. When we call a play, nobody really looked at anybody and said, "What do I do?" And that's a big plus. So going into fall camp, it's going to be a big plus because of the terminology and the things that we've talked about. I'm very familiar with them.
Well, you're back at Southwest Community College at John I. Hurst Stadium for your home field this year, but next year, North Pike building a new stadium out at the middle school. That's exciting for a football team to be able to look at a new stadium.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They've already broken ground on it. It's going to be a nice setup. It's going to be a beautiful field. They're changing around the stands and everything, and working on the logistics and all that, building up kind of a hill right by the field there. It's going to be a great setting. So we're excited about that. It's one of those things I know Dr. J. Smith is very proud of, and the whole school district is very proud of.
Well, final question. Last year, it was just a revolving door of quarterbacks that got hurt at North Pike. Who will be the signal caller for the Jaguars this year?
Well, we got 2 guys that have had great summers. Santonio Washington came back out. He missed last year. He didn't play. Got a cannon for an arm. Threw 2 touchdown passes during the spring game. Big kid, knows what to do. And Cardarius Thornton. And he also plays quarterback. He also plays some running back, too. So those 2 guys are going to be the guys coming in, and we're going to let them battle it out. They've both had great summers of 7-on-7 and in the weight room. So, at least we got it narrowed down to 2 guys, and I really believe, one will just kind of take it over. And they're both such great athletes. If one takes it over, the other one's going to be used somewhere else for sure. So we're excited about that. It's been a great summer with those guys.
Well, the season gets started August 29th. You travel to Franklin County. The first home game for the Jaguars this year will be September the 5th. Wesson will be at home, followed by Terry on the 12th. And don't forget that you can listen to North Pike football right here on SuperTalk Pike County 96.5. All the games to be heard right here. Coach, thanks for taking the time to be with us. I look forward to having a chance of meeting you up at North Pike and getting this season underway.
Thank you guys for having me today. It's been an honor.
Thank you, sir. Coach Paul Anderson, the head football coach at North Pike. We'll come back, talk more high school football with Ron Russian right after this.
Sports. And now sports.
You're listening to Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5 and streaming everywhere on the SuperTalk Mississippi app. Chasing Foul Balls is presented by Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Macomb and by First Bank and brought to you by East Macomb Body Shop and Guy's Pharmacy. Now back to Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5.
Well, welcome back, and our thanks to Coach Paul Anderson for joining us, talking North Pike football to get us started. It's a name that you know.
Oh, yeah. Coach Anderson will do a great job at North Pike.
Coach Ron Rushing joined us, the head football coach at Parklane. Of course, the defending 5A champions, but unfortunately there are no 5A to defend this year, is it?
It's not. It's kind of a crazy scenario the way they broke it up, but we're excited to compete wherever we're at.
Well, I was in high school. That's a long time ago. Let me let you know that the algebra teacher and the geometry teacher told me that I would use those two somewhere when I got older. I didn't realize I was going to use it to figure out the MAIS football schedule, and I have to have it. So you go into 4A class that has 3 state champions. Now, explain to me how all this works.
They really added a state championship, so they combined 6A and 5A. They took the top 20 teams in the MAS for enrollment, and then they're going to break it up into 3 state championships. The top 4, it's all based off PowerPoints. Top 4 will go to Division 1. The next 6 will go to Division 2, and the next 6 will go to Division 3.
So it's how you finish during the season depends on what state championships you could compete for.
That's correct.
The division you have this year, a little bit different. Brookhaven Academy, MRA, Parklane, Park Place Christian, and Simpson.
Yes, sir.
That's a little bit different group for Parklane, isn't it?
It is. You know, always played the 6A schools. Brookhaven's been in our district the last few years, and Simpson and Park Place have been new. Which Park Place is playing independent, so they're not going to play a regular schedule. But familiar with the teams, just haven't played a few of them.
Now, where's Park Place?
In Pearl, I believe.
Got to get my map back out. Try to figure all this out. Let's talk about an event that you're having before we get into the Parklane football. Pigskin and Pearls coming up on August the 15th. I know that's a big event for Parklane to kind of kick off the season.
It is. My wife's in charge of that. I want to say maybe the 14th year that we've done it at Cathedral in Brookhaven, and here it's a fun night for all the ladies. All the dads usually have a lot of events, during the football season, but it gives the moms a chance to have an event with their son. It's really for the senior players. We recognize them and their moms, and really cool event.
Coach Rushing, congratulations on the state championship last year, but as we all hear y'all say all the time, that's behind us. But my question, I guess, is for the returning players, is it more excitement that you won the championship or more pressure because now they feel like everybody's, okay, we've done it once, now we expect it like every year? Not that you don't expect it every year, but where does the team psyche work into that as you prepare for the season?
My guys are overly confident. So, I've been on them pretty good. Just because everybody's going to be gunning for us again. We actually returned 46 out of 53. We had a really young team last year, and just trying to let them know, bring up Ole Miss won a national championship in baseball. They didn't do well. State did the same thing, didn't do well. So really just I'm trying to let them know that new team, I told them collectively this team has not done anything yet. So kind of forget about last year and let's lay our own foundation.
But you have leaders on the team. And who are those leaders that are kind of stepping up and taking care of that from the locker room standpoint?
We've got some kids trying to step up. I really haven't been overly impressed with the leadership of our team, to be honest, right now. I feel like it's a really close group. Everybody's friends on it, so that's not a problem. But at the same time, you got to be able to hold your friend accountable. So really preaching to them about if somebody skips a rep, just holding your teammates accountable. The standard's the standard. We need to raise it a little bit from where it was last year. So this team really needs to step up and hold each other more accountable. But my son Kyle Rushing's a senior. Arrakis Baskin's a left tackle who's committed to Army. Tanner Kaiser, Braxton Hughes is our quarterback. We got a lot of guys in there who are very capable of doing it. Davis Caruso Jr., he can step up and be a leader for us. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm just waiting for him to step up and take charge.
You mentioned Braxton Hughes, a quarterback coming back that had experience last year getting starts from games when your starter was out. That has to help as far as getting him ready to go for his senior year. Yeah,
invaluable. J.D. Dumas broke his arm, actually his wrist, against Choctaw County, one of our first games of the year, and then Braxton came in, actually threw 2 touchdown passes and the winning 2-point conversion to win that game. He started 5 games, went 4-1. Only loss was to Jackson Prep. So very, very capable. Excited about what he's going to do this year.
Well, the big question: who is going to replace Jackson Solar?
Man, we've got a solid room, pretty deep. We're really good the next few years. At all of our positions. Tanner Kaiser is going to jump in right now. He had over 500 yards last year rushing, got some good experience. 5'11", 6 foot, 200 pounds, really strong. He's going to be our guy inside the tackles. Parker Wingy's a sophomore coming up who's a big, strong kid. DJ Brown, Ethan Jackson. So we've got a pretty solid room at running back.
Coach, I want you to talk about any new coaches that you have and go over your coaching staff. But my question is from year to year, I know your schemes overall probably don't change, but how important is it to have those young men 2 or 3 years in the program that are going through the same rep and the same scheme, so when they get to this position, they're ready? Now, they haven't played on Friday nights yet, but they're ready.
It's the only way to sustain a good high school program is through a good junior high program. So we do everything the same, 7th grade up, terminology, drills, practice. And as soon as these guys step up, it's just a matter of getting in and getting some experience. So everything's second nature to them when they get up to us.
You got some receivers that have gotten accolades this year. Davis Caruth, your wide receiver, you mentioned only a junior, but it's been said could be one of the best wide receivers in the state. Your son, Kyle Rushing, the tight end, also the long snapper. So you got some experience in that passing game that could help it grow early.
We do. Davis Caruth's a phenomenal athlete. I think he's the best receiver in the state in his class in any association. Dooley Copeland last year had surgery week 5. He hurt his shoulder, and he step for step with Davis. So we've got 2 guys that can really stretch the field, make big plays all over. Moved Wick Lindsey from center to tight end. He's 6'3", about 215, very athletic, great basketball player. So we feel like we've got 5-6 guys we can get the ball to, really distribute the ball around. And when you can do that, you get really good offensively,
Well, think about your schedule. It's nothing like jumping right into it. August 29th, a team called Jackson Prep will make a trip down to Parklane. That's a pretty good way to start the season.
Hey, we're excited about it. Actually, we try to get them on the schedule early. We have to play 2 Jackson schools, usually play MRA and Prep. And, we played MRA the first game the last few years, so I like getting that game out of the way and getting them early. They graduated 38 seniors last year, so we're returning 8 starters on both sides of the ball. Our kids have had it circled all summer, so we're excited about that game.
Coach, talk about your non-district schedule, the other teams that kind of fill that void. Who are you playing there?
This year, the last few years has been really rough with North Pike on there, Choctaw County, traveled to Georgia, played a team over there. This year it's not as spread out, and it's not as tough, I don't believe. Starkville Academy's coming to town, which is going to be really good this year. Riverfield Academy from Rayville. Bowling Green's still on there. Trying to think.
Oak Forest is your second home game.
Oak Forest will be our 3rd game of the year, our second home game. Who that's turned into a pretty good rivalry. So still has some tough competition.
So within your district, if you win that district, now where do you play for a state championship? I'm like Robbie. I still can't figure out, once you win, where do you go?
Well, it doesn't really matter if you win your district or not. It's based off power points. So there's 20 teams in 4A, 4 districts of 5, and then they'll take the top 4 power points teams, and they'll play in the Division 1. They'll take the next 6 power points. They'll play in Division 2. The next 6 will be in Division 3. Then 4 schools will be out.
Okay. So here are the numbers. That means 2 weeks of playoffs for the top division, right? And then 3 weeks of playoffs for the next 2?
That's correct.
I see why you need that math degree there, Robbie.
I went to the algebra part there.
And it's really a lot of, if you go from the top MRA, Jackson Prep, the 4 Jackson schools, to the bottom of the top 4, it's a huge difference in enrollment and in talent, really. So it gives those guys a chance at the bottom to compete for something.
So too, you're going to have to pay really attention PowerPoint wise all through the years to see where you're standing, right? So it won't be, well, I'm in 1 or 2 in this division, so I'm going to make the playoffs. You really have to look to see PowerPoint-wise where you are and then where you will fall into the different parts of the division.
I don't ever look at PowerPoints until the last week. So, because with the wins and losses, you get up points for each team that gets a win, and it's a complicated thing. So really, there's no sense to look at it until the last week, and then you can kind of narrow it down. There's still a few surprises.
Do all teams that you play count into the PowerPoint, or just the MAI's schools?
All schools. Yep. If there's an open date, that actually counts as a win for somebody. Would get 3 points if you had an open date. So it's 3 points for every win that you get, and you get 16 points if you beat a team. And then they have the top 4 teams in Jackson. You get points up front, so you get 32 points up front for playing them. The larger teams, 16 for the smaller, and then so on down.
We talked about the offense. What about defense? Who's going to be the leaders for the Parklane defense this year?
Return 8 guys over there. Our defensive line, I think, is going to be really good. You got Telvin Jefferson, who's got numerous JUCO offers. He got an offer from Arkansas State at defensive end. Paul Forrest is returning at our nose guard. Strongest kid on the team, presses about 380. Really athletic, anchors down our middle. And Hayden McCurley is the other defensive end coming back. All 3 great experience last year. We had a transfer in at Christmas, Austin Davison, who will see both sides of the ball. He'll be at defensive tackle. Wick Lindsay will play over there. 2 of our linebackers are back, Jace Jones and Jay Aldridge. And then we lost 2 corners who we've got guys stepping in. Duda Jackson and Dooley Copeland will be over there some. And then both safeties are back. So really, overall, should be really good. But our defensive line, I think, is going to be our strong point.
Well, you start off with prep at home, then you go to Natchez Cathedral, then you have Oak Forest at home and Bowling Green on the road for the first 4 games. That's pretty good start. You get a good look at what you got.
It is. I always like, we played North Pike in the past, Choctaw County, team from Georgia. I like playing a really tough schedule early on in the season. You could play 4 teams that aren't very good, be 4-0, and not know anything about your team. So the tougher schedule you play earlier, now you know things that you need to work on and maybe move some pieces around. So you learn a lot about your team early when you play a tough schedule.
Well, are you in practice? Are you already into the preseason practice, or do you still have a few days before you get started?
We're 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30. We go next week. And then we're off a week, and then official first day of practice is August the 4th. But we could play tomorrow. Everything's in. We're ready to go.
Are you ready to play tomorrow?
I hate summertime. I'm ready for football season, ready for school to start.
No baseball still?
I've been out of baseball for about 11 years now. So, yep.
That son played throwing that travel ball, didn't he?
We did. We played around a lot. Really got an older son. I didn't get to really enjoy him playing. And then I told my wife about 11 years ago I'm going to stop and enjoy my son a little bit in the off season. So that's kind of when I went straight to football.
Well, good luck to you. We appreciate you stopping by today, and we look forward to talking to you to get ready to get the season started with Jackson Prep on August 29th.
Thank you for having me. Go Pioneers.
Go Pioneers. We'll be back. Big Daddy comes in. A little bit of a time. We'll talk to him right after this time out. Chasing Foul Balls. Thanks to Ron Rushing, the head football coach out at Parklane, for joining us. Guy, said it twice or 3 times already at this hour. It's hard to believe for me that high school football, you got the dates, August 29th is the first playing day, but they're already practicing?
About 4.5 weeks.
Going to be kind of warm out there.
Oh, it's past kind of warm.
Yes, sir, Neil.
It's hot.
Well, if you're looking for a bank that feels like home, First Bank is here for you. 14 locations across southern Mississippi. We're your local bank for checking, savings, loans, and more. Whether you're buying a home, you're starting a business, or you just need everyday banking made easy, First Bank is ready to help you. So stop by your nearest branch or visit firstbankmississippi.com today. First Bank, where customers and community matters most. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And, of course, Chasing Foul Ball is brought to you by Rainbow Dodge Jeep Ram out at 101 Rainbow Way. And on the phone, Big Daddy, it's overtime with Big Daddy. How are you, sir?
Doing fine, Robbie. Thank you.
First things first, you got a new member of the Sun Belt, and I know you have to like this member with Louisiana Tech joining.
Well, yes, really do. I've kind of favored them being based on the other teams that are being considered. Obviously, a very good travel situation for all of the different sports that Southern Miss has, and you can go to one of your shorter trips to go over to Ruston and play, and then you got Monroe right there too. So it kind of cuts down on the travel budget.
Reese, Robbie asked us a question earlier, and I don't know if you were listening or if you heard it or not, but
yeah.
Richard and I weren't too sure. Do you think Nick Saban's going to go back and coach again, and if so, college or pro?
Ooh, I don't know. I really don't see him doing it. I think he's probably just floating a balloon out there. But, if he did go back in, it'd probably be somewhere like Florida or high resource situation. I don't see him going to, Clemson would be a situation if it were open possibly, but I don't see him getting out of the generally South area.
Reese, this is Richard. We also asked a question about Mississippi State's current athletic situation, director, I guess you will, since all the talk's been the last couple of weeks. Give us your thoughts on where you think Zach Selman will go or stay, or if he's offered. What do you think about that?
We can kick this around 9 different ways, and it all comes back down, show me the money. Money's going to talk, and I would imagine if they offer him more money than he can get at state, and he gets to go home, and being a Selman from Oklahoma, I would think he goes. But, you never know what the offer might be.
Did you realize, Reese, that in MLB that the top 10 drafted the top 10 rounds, that if you didn't sign your players, that the teams were fined?
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were fined. I thought maybe there was some kind of adjustment in their money pool.
That's, to me, really kind of changes the way you look at, when you look at draft now, basically what they're saying is the top 10 rounds, they're going to sign those folks because they have to have to sign those folks. So if you have a player that's in those top 10 rounds, they're drafted, you can pretty well count you're going to lose those.
Yeah. Talking to this, Robbie, I saw something that's was quite interesting this morning. Mississippi more than doubles the average number of MLB draftees per million people. Mississippi was almost 8 per million, and the next was, I forget who, somebody like 4 per million. I think Florida was like 3 per million. I thought that was pretty interesting there when we talk about baseball in Mississippi.
Are you ready for high school football? It's here.
Too hot.
Amen, brother.
Just to watch, it's too hot.
Too many hot memories, right, Big Daddy?
I tell you. It's too hot to baby sit in the house and listen to it.
Yeah.
Reese, you got your season tickets ready for Southern Miss, and do you still take the mobile home over there to the place you always have? You all lined up for that?
You got that right. We already got all that secured and working on getting the motorhome decked out, and we'll be headed that way for Mississippi State.
Reese, there's been some talk lately about the changing up of tailgating at Southern Miss for the Mississippi State game. Do you know anything about that?
Well, it's probably to keep the Bulldogs from messing up our campus.
Oh, no, we wouldn't do that.
One for Reese.
I realize that, Neil. I don't see a whole lot of change in what they've always been doing. They have had some problems with how should I word this? People from off the campus who aren't there to watch a football game coming in the tailgate area, particularly after people go into the game, and there's been a lot of theft and a lot of just general chaos, including a pretty good fight last year. And none of them had tickets or anything, and none of them were actually parked on campus. They'd all walked there. So I think they're trying to get a hold of that a little bit.
Reese, Richard again, back to baseball. Talk about the draftees. USM had a really good day on draft day, the first couple of days. Talk about some of those and who you think. I'm sure all the times Robbie said the top 10 will sign, but do y'all think y'all lose anybody else?
Well, J.B. Middleton obviously, went in the top 40, and he's going to sign. And second year we've had a pitcher go that high. Then you got Cook, little center fielder, who went maybe a little higher than a lot of people expected. I think he was in the third round, and he's been pegged to be a 5'2" guy, so he's going to be a slot limit guy somewhere around the $2 or $3 million, and then Nick Monastery got, I think, in the 8th or 9th round. And then we got a couple more drafted down the line there. Payne, the relief pitcher, was drafted. He says he's going. I don't know. He's in like the 18th or 19th round. He's supposed to get married. I think he needs money.
Yeah, he does. He needs money. No doubt about that. Savannah Bananas, good for baseball, Reese?
Well, I'm not going to say they're bad. I think anytime you make people come to a venue and watch baseball, you got to be helping out. But it's certainly different than the real game. But the kids get a big kick out of it. I mean, there's Harlem Road Cars hurt NBA. I doubt it. I think they're all probably help.
We appreciate you can join us. We'll join you next Friday about the same time. We'll talk sports. Thank you, Reese.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a good day.
Same to you now. Is right here on SuperTalk, Pike County 93.5. Neil, the longest winning streak at high school football. You ought to get who's won.
And Mississippi, it'd have to be South Panola.
You got it. You know the number?
Oh, God, it was like 80 or 90, wasn't it?
89.
Way up there, yeah.
You know what's two, Richard?
I wouldn't have a clue, Robbie.
Simmons.
Hollindale Simmons, yeah.
54. Longest losing streak in Mississippi.
Something like Sebastopol or
Edinburgh. 58 straight games Edinburgh lost.
And they kept playing.
Kept playing every week. Thrasher was 2 at 55. Current winning streak. What's the longest in Mississippi, Richard?
What? Say that again, Robbie?
The longest winning streak in Mississippi, the current winning streak.
Whew. I'm not prepared this morning. I didn't.
Simmons is at 22 games, which surprised me. You know what the nickname for Simmons?
I did at one time. I have been there before.
I'm going to stump you.
Yeah, you got me there, babe.
Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils. Kind of like Tylertown used to be.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah, years ago we had Tylertown Blue Devils and Monticello Red Devils.
Final thing, tonight down in New Orleans at the Convention Center, the Viral Slap will be going on. Any of y'all watch that?
Never even heard of it.
I didn't know it existed.
I tell you what, those are some tough guys, boy. Some of them slap them, they'll just pump.
How do you win or lose?
If you stand in, you win. If you get to go down,
So
you
how many
lose.
times do you get to slap each other?
Oh, it's a bunch of rude. We'll get to that next time. Chasing Foul Balls right here on Super Talk 93.5. We'll see you next Friday morning.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production. A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.